What's going on, guys? It's DJ Kuhl, and today we're going to be making a beat like Bizzy Banks. Alright, for those of you who don't know who Bizzy Banks is, he's an upcoming drill rapper from New York. I really like his sound a lot. You know, he raps on a lot of beats that have kind of warped, kind of stretched, kind of synths. And, you know, obviously he does some piano stuff here and there. But, like, that stretched and warped, distorted synth is the kind of vibe I'm going to be going for today. I'm actually going to be using a loop from my new loop kit that just dropped last Thursday called Game Changing. I'll put a link to that in the description so you guys can check it out if you're interested. So I went in and I chose a loop from the loop kit. It's called Hollow. I put the stems in the mixer and I set the BPM to match the 132 speed that the sample's at. And I'm going to play the melody for you guys without the 808 right now. So this definitely matches that description, that sound of kind of like a warped and distorted synth. I'm going to keep this 808 here for reference, but I'll probably end up adding my own one in there, you know, kind of depending on what the track's sounding like. So what I've done is I've went in and I routed all the stems to the mixer. I also went in and got a few drums that we can start working with. So I got this drag snare that I'm going to put in. And I'm just going to kind of put that in the normal spots that you would hear a drill snare. Next, I'm going to come in. I'm going to use this LA Beats perc in combination with this jug hi-hat. And eventually this 808 Mafia open hat. And we're going to make some cool hi-hats sounding patterns. So I'm going to work on that hi-hat pattern and skip the parts where I actually make progress. Because a lot of it is like, you know, kind of guess and check, you know, seeing what sounds good and whatnot. Alright, so I'm liking this bounce so far. Alright, now I'm going to go into the piano roll and add some more kind of complex rolls and whatnot. Alright, so I got this 2-bar phrase right here that I'm liking so far. I'll be back when I finish the rest of it. Alright, so I finished the second part of the 4-bar phrase, so now I'm going to play the whole thing for you guys. Alright, so as you can hear, we're already getting a pretty nice bounce. So next I'm going to add in the kick and the open hat. Put a little sausage fattener on the snare to beef it up, you know, make it more noticeable, make it fill that pocket more. So now I'm going to beef up the kick and put the soft clipper on. Okay, so now I'm going to go in and actually play with the snare a little bit, because I feel like it's kind of boring how it is right now, so I'm going to add in like another one in a spot or something like that. So just those like 3 additional snares give it some unique bounce, and I really like that. Now I'm going to move back into what I was doing before and continuing with the kick and now the open hat. Alright, so now that we got the open hat in, it's definitely time for the 808. And, you know, I could just unmute the 808 stem that I got on the screen right now, but, you know, that kind of feel like cheating, you know? The point is to be making a Bizzy Banks type beat and, like, show you guys, you know, the process of going through it. So I would kind of feel like cheating, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this right now. Alright, so I'm going to go find an 808, and I'm going to start messing with it. What I've went and done is I've found, you know, the root notes of the chords, and I've put that in, matched it up with the kick. Now I'm going to go in and put some slides and whatnot. Alright guys, so I went in and I finished my 808 pattern. I just remembered I didn't show you guys the 808 or play it for you, show you the 808 that I was using. So it's this Sauce 808. I'm pretty sure I've used it for previous tutorials and sounds something like this. And just a side note, all these drums are free to download on Reddit. Just go to r/drum kits or look up Reddit drill drum kits and it should be the first link. But don't at me, I don't know how when you'll be watching this and if it'll change by then. And you guys can download them just straight from Reddit. You know, that's some free sauce right there for you guys. So yeah, now I'm going to play you guys the 808 pattern that I've been working on. And we'll see how it sounds. So yeah, that definitely goes super hard. Definitely a Bizzy Banks type beat there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make like a separate kind of perk track that I can bring in around the chorus or more hype parts of the song to give the beat more energy. So, you know, it just goes harder, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go find some perks. I'm going to put that in. I'm going to show you guys what I've done. Alright guys, so I'm done with the perks. Before I really get into the perks, I just wanted to say I put a EQ on the 808 if I can find it. So I put a little EQ on the 808 to cut out some of those higher frequencies so nothing's really clashing. You know, with this 808, it's, you know, very minimal, but you know, I still like to do it. And in terms of the perks, I added a few sounds. I added this LA Beats kind of clap that's also used as a hi-hat in some sorts of songs. And I actually moved the velocity so it kind of like starts off big, it goes down and builds up a little bit. And here it just ends, but in the beginning there's two more that follow this initial 4-note pattern. So I also got this snap sound, and that just plays twice throughout this pattern. And then I got this snare. This plays twice right at the end. Another snare I got is this shell snare. It plays once here. Then I got this perk 12, which is actually a gunshot. And what I do is I have it hit on the 1 and it echoes out. I also have this ghosty perk that hits on the last snare. And that kind of gives it some unique kind of airiness, kind of bounce. Now I'm going to play the whole thing for you guys. So yeah, definitely with those extra perks and all the stuff that we already have going, that's definitely going to spice up the energy for when we need to spice up the energy in like terms of the chorus and whatnot. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to arrange the whole track, and I'll see you guys when I'm done with that. Alright guys, so I finished arranging the beat, and I'm going to explain the layout before I play the beat for you guys. So in the beginning, we just got this original reversed thing, which is this sound. And then we bring in this bell. Very kind of distorted sound. We bring in the rest of the melody and the snare and the hat. And right before the drop, we have this build-up sound effect here. I put a little reverb and a little EQ on that. And then we have the kick right before the drop, and the hi-hat cuts out. I also made a copy of this pattern, and I soloed the gunshot, so it's just this. And I have that at a few places where it drops. So, you know, we got this first kind of phrase here, which is the chorus section. Then we move on to a verse where we cut it out, everything out except the hat and the snare before we build it back up into the chorus. And basically the same thing in the second half. And then just a strictly instrumental outro here with no added drums or whatnot. And before I play the beat for you guys, I hope you guys learned something and enjoyed the video. If you did, please go down, drop a like, and drop a comment. You know, let me know what you thought. Give me any feedback or any subjects you want me to cover next. And also, one thing before I go, I was checking my YouTube analytics, right? And only 9 to 10% of the people who actually watch my videos are subscribed. So go down right now, hit the subscribe button, ding the bell, so you guys can be notified when I upload next. Just a reminder, you guys can get the loop kit that I used to make this beat Link in the description. It's got 50 loops in it, and it's just really some dope stuff. Here's the final beat. I'll see you guys later.